what's up guys? I'm coming to you from Kingman, Arizona. I just rolled into town. This is the north end of town, and it's the first day of spring. So I had to gas up my truck. I'm heading out to do some off-roading, and there's Route 66, which is not far away. So there's the interstate. They got Flagstaff heading east, and then westbound is LA on Highway 40. And I'm gonna head down Route 66, which is Beale Street. Down on Beale Street, that kind of takes you by the Railroad Museum. And there's all kinds of old gas stations and restaurants you can go to. So I just wanted to cruise through and just kind of show what it kind of looks like in downtown Kingman nowadays. Right now, I'm next to this big wash that goes like, oh, there's all kinds of stuff down here. Mainly, it's a lot of trash, but it seems like the wildlife really like it because I've seen all kinds of ground squirrels and crows and ravens picking through all that. But anyways, yeah, I just thought I'd say hello, throw on another video of where I camp. Now that I'm on the road with my Jayco toy hauler, so I can go kind of cruise around and go look for some gold or do something cool. So I just wanted to enjoy this cooler weather they're having. It's only about 70 down here right now, maybe 75, 80. I think it's supposed to be a little warmer towards the end of the week, but I'm gonna head down by Quartzsite and do a lot of like camping on these ORV, off-road vehicle, like trailheads. It's where people just unload their four-wheelers and 4x4s, and you can camp there. It's mainly right up against BLM land, so it's all free land, and it's a great place to park. Lots of people do it, so that's what I like doing. If you can get away with dry camping, at least for a few days, because I can usually go at least a week in this thing before I gotta like go grab some more water in town or something like that. So, okay, I'm gonna head down Beale Street in Kingman, Arizona. All right, now here we are on historic Route 66. They got all kinds of railroad. It's a really old railroady town. They got all the historic museums here. Now I'm on the side of Route 66, which runs right behind me. We got all kinds of like, there's an old gas station, all kinds of really old stuff. So I thought this would be a cool place just to check out this old train. Look how big this thing is. This is about as big as it gets. I think these drive wheels are about 6 feet tall. They got two little ones. It's got 8 drive wheels and then 2 in the back. This thing's really massive. Also, it says do not climb on, but you can still walk through some of this stuff. This is really cool. I can't believe they got like steps that go all the way up. Check this out. Apparently the birds have not been kind to this. This is just covered in bird poop. I don't know if you can even see some of the old controls. Got a lot of old gauges. Yeah, this is really neat. What's this? It's probably maybe for their water. Oil tank heaters. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Little stamping. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty neat. This is all kind of. We got lots of gating up here, and they had the Timken bearings on these old drive wheels. Wow, they still make those. Yeah, these wheels are probably at least 6 feet tall. Wow, this is gigantic. I don't know how much this thing weighs, but there is a railroad museum around the corner, right across the street actually. There's a railroad museum over there. You can get more facts about it. All right, here's the back of the caboose here. The old Santa Fe caboose. You don't see these every day. They got replaced by electronics and now they don't need a caboose anymore. But this thing just shows you how old it really is. Wow, that's huge. least they keep it in good shape, that's for sure. This thing is super painted up. Check out what this is about here. Something. I wonder if they fill that with diesel, burn diesel or something to keep it warm. Inside, what's inside? Ooh, the caboose. Got a whole bunch of controls in there. That's pretty neat. It's about all I can fit through this tiny little grate. But that's pretty cool to see. This thing had a whole bunch of control boxes. Alright, that's pretty cool. What you can see through this tiny little hole. Ah, they got this sweet little... That sweet little bench. Nobody's gonna steal that. It probably weighs like 3,000 pounds. Okay, I'm gonna keep heading down the road, and I'll stop whenever I can find anything else really cool like this. So I found my camping spot for the night. It's kind of on the side of Highway 40. This is a really good ORV parking lot. Let me just do a little quick view of my background here. There's like just a huge parking lot. This is all on BLM land. So you can park here for at least 14 days. But there's a guy out there. If you can see that tiny little camper out there. He's been out there, I don't know, who knows how long, but people stay way out there. And it doesn't seem like there's anything out there other than BLM land, but people actually live. There's like little ranches way up in the mountains where people will be pulling like, I've seen like huge trailerfuls of just like hay people bring for their horse farms on the other, either on the top of this hill or on the very far side of this hill, which would be Kingman. Because you got to go over these mountains to go to Kingman. And actually, I like this also because there's a train, not too close, but yet not too far away, where you can appreciate the old rails. And this one follows Route 66 all the way through Kingman, and I'm sure this is all like FedEx, Amazon stuff, so if you're gonna hitch a ride, I mean, if you were into like riding trains across country, this would probably be, Kingman would probably be a pretty good spot to catch a ride out. Because these things, they slow down quite a bit because they gotta go and increase, they gotta go way up this mountain over here. So it's like quite a pull. They slow down quite a bit sometimes. And I've seen some of these are over 2.5 miles long, some of these trains. They'll have like 4 engines in the back, sometimes 2 in the middle, and 2 to maybe sometimes 3 or 4 in the back of some of these trains. But this one here, this one seems a little lighter because this one is actually going a lot faster than most of them usually do. So I just like that. I just love seeing trains go by in the background. And it's a super busy area too. This is a main rail. So this one goes, I mean, there's a train coming past here probably every 15 minutes, I would say, going either east or west. If they're going east, they're fully loaded. If they're going west, 9 times out of 10, it's a completely empty train and they're just flying down this hill. That's my little spiel for the night. I'm gonna kind of get some dinner ready pretty soon. I wanted to grill out. It's around 4:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm just gonna get something grilled up real quick. I'll make a video of what I'm making. All right. I got my little charcoal grill just starting up. I was gonna have chicken and make some little potato kind of vegetable and bacon mix and wrap it up in aluminum foil. So I was gonna do that for dinner. That's usually what I eat almost every day. I usually get some kind of chicken because it's pretty affordable. Usually make about 2 meals out of it. So if you can eat a meal for under $5, that's kind of my target. I don't want to spend like, go out to eat and spend $20 for a burrito every single night or something like that, including tip, of course. So that's like, it kind of adds up when you're out on the road. And who wants to run to town when you're out? Like, look at these mountains. I'm gonna go out there tomorrow. There's all kinds of like little mines, all kinds of stuff way out that way. All right, it's time for me to get some dinner ready. So as I'm walking into my little toy hauler camper here, this thing suits me just fine. For what it is, this is big enough for one person. Okay, this thing is kind of cramped. Got my motorcycle. I'm gonna unload that later tonight. I got my little dry washer that I picked up for dry washing stuff. Okay, so right here is kind of my kitchen. I got my sink, got my chicken ready with my Lowry's seasoning. Got my Pete's coffee. I always have my fresh honey for whenever I see like it on sale on the side of the road. I always get some kind of local honey instead of like big city honey because there's always added preservatives or stuff like that. I got my TV. I got everything that I might need here. You know, I got lots of storage. I've got tons of stuff in here. That's like anything you'd need for storage. I got my little vacuum cleaner. That's always super handy, having a cordless vacuum cleaner. Just to get like everything. It's so easy. And then I have a Swiffer too when I mop, probably at least every other week or once a month or something like that. So, okay, I'm in the kitchen here. And I got my, let's see here. I got my chicken thighs. I got my Lowry seasoning here. I was going to make some red potatoes that I just washed. I got my yellow pepper with bacon. And I'm going to throw a whole bunch of spices in there. Just you can't cook without spices. You know, what's life without a little flavor? So you got to have a whole bunch of, I always have at least probably like 10 or so different types of flavorings. I try to stay away from salt because it's so salty. Everything has salt, so you can always add it later. So I'm just going to chop up some food real quick. Finally got everything cut up now. Right now I've got my potatoes, red onions, I got my yellow peppers and some bacon. And I was just going to use a little thyme, just a little bit. You know, you can't have enough. Then I'm using a little bit of parsley here, just for a little color. Throw that on there. I like a little paprika sometimes. So just a little sprinkle. Give it a little color. And I always use basil. Any kind of basil will do. I try to get the bigger cans too. These are like the bigger cans. Onion powder, garlic powder. If I could get like restaurant size bottles of spices, I would all, because I love spices. So I always just overspice. You can't overspice. You can oversalt, and you can like use too much heat sometimes. What did I use one time? Oh yeah, cayenne pepper. Way too much cayenne pepper. That stuff goes a long way. So be careful what you put on there. Or like sometimes this taco. Sometimes I got this like super hot taco seasoning. And a little bit goes a long way, especially if you like, sometimes I throw some on a salad to make it hot, but honestly, you don't need much. A little bit goes a long way. So I just always, this is what my usual mix of food is when I'm out camping. That and a little bit of chicken. So I'm just going to throw this together. I'm going to wrap this up in the aluminum foil and throw it on the grill because I am starving right now. So I got everything on the grill. So here's my little grill. Got my 4 pieces of chicken thighs and my little potato, little vegetable medley wrapped up in some aluminum foil. So this usually takes about an hour, something like that. I mean, when you're cooking with charcoal, you can't be in a hurry. Isn't that what they always say? Something like that. It takes forever, okay? So don't be in a rush. And when you're out camping, you know, in the great expanse of Arizona, there's no reason to be in a rush. So you just got to sit back and enjoy this beautiful view of these mountains. So I was just gonna kind of get situated here for the night. I was gonna unload my motorcycle and just kind of, I don't know, that's my first day camping really, and about since probably the first week of December was the last time I had the opportunity to actually go out and do a little camping. So I thought I may as well hit my old trusty places where I usually kind of pop a squat for a few days, because this is a great little parking spot, and there's like, I don't even know how many trails that are out this way. I mean, they go forever, and there's little houses too. I was looking on Zillow for like land for sale, and there is like, where you least expect it, there would be a house out there. So the trains don't even come by all that often. Sometimes it's like non-stop. Here's a train, there's a train, because there's 2 main lines out there. and they're always going east-west, east-west, like usually about every 15 minutes there's like a 2-mile train going by, which is fine because it's far enough away. It definitely doesn't wake me up. I have had the experience of like, oh no, I gotta find a spot, and literally it's on a train, like a crossing where they blow their horn, and that's like, that will like shake your entire camper, like no matter what you do. But I did that one time up in Montana. I think I was in Livingston, Montana, and I couldn't find a spot to park, and it was getting late, and I was just desperate, so I parked next to this huge, it was the Yellowstone River in Livingston, Montana, and there was railroad tracks, but there was a crossing there, and they blew their horn like every time they went by, and that was super loud. But I was so tired it didn't even matter. So that's just up to you. You know, how close do you want to be? All right, now we got double trains going by. Check this out. This is what I love. It's like super busy, but it's not very loud. I mean, it's not going to wake me up at night, that's for sure. Because it's far enough away, it would never bother you. So I'm just grilling up my chicken so far. Oh, it's getting there now. Check that out. Ooh. All right. So hopefully that should be done in the next probably half hour or so. And in the meantime, I made some garlic bread that I'm gonna cook up after this. Here's my mean pile of water. Look at all this, just in case. You never want to run out of water. And then I got an extra 10 gallons too in reserve in some bigger tanks back there. But I made some garlic bread, and what else? With some basil, and then I made a side salad. So you gotta always eat healthy. I just threw a whole bunch of like, oh, I got like cranberries, walnuts, all kinds of stuff, carrots. So I try and eat as healthy as I can when I'm out here, because you know, it's good to have some junk food here and there. I mean, I eat my fair share, a couple handful of chips here and there, popcorn, but for the most part, I try and eat something sustainable that's going to keep me going for the long haul, because I do a lot of walking. When I'm like way out there, I think in the past 3 years, I walked over 3,100 miles or 3,600 miles. It's over 6.5 million steps on my step meter. So just in the past 3 years, I've walked across America almost, quite a bit. So anyways, yeah, I just try and eat healthy. So that's when I'm going to sit down, eat my little salad real quick, and I'll be right back when the chicken's ready. All right, I finally got everything pulled off the grill, and as you can see, I've got it all right here. So my chicken looks pretty crispy. Got my garlic bread all buttered up with basil, and I was just going to open up this aluminum foil package. Hopefully that's not too bad. Okay. So I'm just going to open this real quick. This is how I usually cook it. Sometimes I poke holes in it too, so the steam can let out. Some of this, it gets a little watery sometimes. So I sometimes poke holes in this, but this looks not bad, really. You can see. Oh, it's like caramelized bacon, potatoes, onions. Oh, that's not too bad. Sometimes it burns on, and that's okay. But I try and save as much bacon as I can, because that's the best part. All that bacon grease cooked in there. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, nice. Okay. All right, so this is my typical dinner when I'm out camping. Sometimes I do steak, because this will be at least 2 meals for me. This is going to be my lunch too. I'm going to sit down and I am going to just pig out on some chicken and potatoes, and I will be back in the morning. I'm just going to go get some early night sleep. I usually fall asleep like around 9:30, and it's pretty safe here. I've spent many nights here, and I've never had a problem so far. So far so good. All right, I'll catch you in the morning. Thanks. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, it's the next day. I'm kind of just poking around, going for my morning walk, and I saw all these rusty cans next to this trail. So I thought I'd just kind of check it out, because that's always a sure tail sign that there's probably some mining or some type of activity out in the middle of nowhere. So you never know what you're gonna find. And whoa, look at that. It's like a machine gun belt. Somebody was shooting machine guns out here. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff you might find. I'm just walking around. All right, so often in the desert, you might find like mining, like in the side of these hills, but then oftentimes you might find mines that go straight down. So last time I was here, probably in like October, there was like no wood on top of this thing. And it's like 3 feet wide. This thing would totally swallow up my bike a little bit. I would not want to pull my bike out of this thing if I fell in there. So there's just a few pieces of wood here, like not too long ago, and I found other pieces of wood out here, so I dragged it over here last time I was here, but that would totally stink. So there's like, let me just drop a rock in here. This thing goes down a little ways. Whoa, and it stopped just then. It almost took 2 full seconds for that rock to go all the way down there. So I don't know how deep that would be. I'm guessing it's at least 50 feet deep. Jeez. So anyways, that's what you might encounter if you're out in the middle of nowhere. So always just be careful. Look down for rattlesnakes and big holes in the ground, because somebody should have taken care of that, but now it's somebody else's problem. So don't let it be your problem, and don't fall in a vertical mine shaft. So there's a little concrete building down there. I just want to check that out too. That's on the side of the road. So you never know what you're going to see out in the middle of Arizona's wildlife here. So I'm a little further down the road from that little hole in the ground, and there's this concrete building back here. I just wanted to check out real quick because there's just all kinds of stuff all over the place. There's old busted tires, and it seemed like there was a little chicken coop in the backyard too. So they must have been living out here, because it seems like they put quite a bit of time and effort into this. But this old busted building, it probably had a lot of mystique back in the day. Someone took a lot of pride. The concrete's actually in pretty good shape right now still. Can't believe that, but they had all kinds of like cinder block walls all over the place. Here's this little room. I don't even know. Oh, this is like the bathroom, I think. Okay, so that's the bathroom with the window. And then here's another room with some sweet graffiti. That's pretty neat. Oh, there's another one behind me too. There's a nice window, whatever that means. And this is kind of, who knows? There used to be like a slanted roof on here that went across the whole thing. They got all kinds of just, it's just all busted. Used to be drywall in here. You got somebody's old shoes laying here. And as I'm walking around, oh, they had a thermostat out here too. So there used to be power out here also. And in this room, I don't know. It's Got an old bed spring. This must have been the bedroom. Here's another bed spring. Some old shoes, old speakers. Wow, there's a lot of glass out here. So you got all these old beer bottles, probably an old Newcastle or something. But check out this view. Does it get any better than that? If you had to look out here all day, that wouldn't be too bad. Oh, they had some old shoes. What else they got here? You never know. Poking around, oh, there's an old record. Oh, you can't tell what it is. There's another old record. The Association. Boy, that's not going to play if you put that on a record player. And here's side B. It's even worse shape. It's amazing how old some of this can be, and it's still, I mean, really, the sticker's in really good shape. I can't believe that. So that's pretty cool. You never know what you're going to find when you're poking around in the desert. Here's another record. Oh, there's a bunch of broken records. Wow, there's tons and tons of records in here. And a whole bunch of broken glass, that is for sure. So as I'm walking around here, seems like there's a lot of bullet holes. Somebody's having a good time here. And I keep walking. Because I saw, oh yeah, there's like a little pipe here in the ground, so they must have plumbing over here. Whatever this went to. I'm gonna check that out. Because it seems like there was something, oh yeah, there's like a foundation here. Whatever this was pretty big. I wonder if this is like a way station. Because they had a whole bunch of gold mines up in these mountains. That was like a big, wow. There's like a really big concrete pad here for something. Wonder what that was for. I'm sure that wasn't too cheap. So I'm just kind of making a quick trip. I just thought, why not stop on the side of the road here? Because there's a whole bunch of just stuff to check out. Whoa. Okay. I'm kind of walking around and I'm seeing a whole bunch of donkey poop or horse poop. I don't even know what that is. That's pretty much standard for the desert. And you got these old sofas from long ago. Who knows how old those are? But those were handmade. Look at the woodwork on that thing. Those things are old, man. Yeah, people just leave stuff like this out in the desert all the time. Well, I bet that was kind of cool looking. Alright, I'll just keep walking over here by the, I'm assuming it's like a chicken, I don't even know what this is. There's like a little farmette out here. And they got, so far, what's out here? You got like a broken toilet. Got a big old burn pile. You know, like an old sink with some water in it. That's probably good. Looks like a chicken coop. There's a lot of wildlife out here. It's like an old busted suitcase. Wow, I can't believe how many birds are out here. I don't know what this all is. It's like a big concrete pad. Got a whole bunch of lumber. Wow, I don't know. This must have been like an old barn or something that fell over. Because there's just wood all over the place. I can't even believe that. I wish I had more information on this place. But I'm just assuming that this is somebody's little homestead from way back in the day. Yeah, this must have been like a chicken shack or something. They got the little, well, I don't know. Sure there's a lot of bullet holes in there, that's for sure. Okay, anyways. There's a big rabbit there. See that rabbit? Oh man, that thing was huge. There's a lot of jackrabbits around here. And I'm surprised how long their ears are. Sometimes their ears are longer or taller than their whole body is. So they must be able to hear pretty good, that's for sure. Good. Alright, I'm going to keep heading down the road. I might stop and make some lunch real quick. And yeah, check out what else I can see. Alright guys, I think I'm going to head out from Kingman, Arizona, and I'm heading down to Quartzsite, Arizona, which is about 2.5 hours south of here. And I just wanted to check out some of the mines that are down there. There's tons of just flatlands. It's north of Yuma by about an hour. So I just wanted to kind of check this out. I haven't stayed down here in quite a while, but I just love this area because there's so many different trains and there's tons of riding opportunities all over the place. And if you want to go to Kingman, that's a pretty big city. So you can check out all kinds of, like, there's restaurants, there's tons of shopping, and anything you would ever need. It's a great little town if you like Route 66. It shoots right through there. And it's just a cool little old western town in the middle of nowhere. So I just wanted to kind of say, keep having a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, thanks a lot. You guys take care.